Male streamers threw Rich under the bus, okay? One of those streamers was Asmongold. Let's take a look at what Asmongold had to say about this at the time, shall we?
This is not getting canceled. These are crimes.
Why?
I don't want people to go in and call this is drama. It's not drama. This is serious. It is as serious as it gets.
A lot of people want to go online.
Yeah. And make shit up about men, right?
And tell women that their stories are invalid.
What? What? Oh my god! What? Wow! It's almost like Tectone is a totally disgraceful, principle-less fucking hack. Dude, he's just a total fucking wretched liar, isn't he? He's just a fucking liar, bro. He's just full of shit. He's just totally full of shit. Big news. We have got a follow-up to a prior rape review that we did a little while ago. So there has been some developments in the rich Creampie Campbell story. Well, there's one development really, but there's also some other stuff we're going to talk about because it's quite interesting. So, as always though, a man's life hangs in the balance as we enter another rape review. Let's get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, there is big news afoot. So, Azalea Lexi has decided to dismiss her lawsuit against Rich Campbell. I've decided to dismiss my lawsuit against Rich Campbell. No payment was offered by either of us to the other. I want to thank everyone for their support over this difficult period, and I wish him well in his future endeavours. Now, here's the thing. People are saying that this is the point at which it proves the allegation was bogus. But I don't really think that's the case. I think it was bogus anyway. It was bogus before. Now, I will say, when I very first covered this, okay, I do think I had some level of skepticism. But because of the one true rape memes, I think I did give the allegation more credence than it was due. But obviously, particularly, after that as well, with all the information that came out, I have been a Rich Campbell truther, okay? And I have repeatedly defended Rich Campbell on the basis that all he's ever been after is a succulent cream pie, okay? That's it. His crime is wanting a succulent cream pie. Hence, Rich Cream Pie Campbell. So let's have a little look at this statement, and there's a bunch of stuff I've got to talk about with this, okay? Including some evidence of Tectone being a little bit sneaky, should we say. So, I've decided to dismiss my lawsuit against Rich Campbell. No payment was offered by either of us to the other. I want to thank everyone for their support over this difficult period, and I wish him well in his future endeavours. Is that not very unusual? That you would wish someone who you've previously accused of raping you well in their future endeavours? Does that not seem pretty fucking, unbelievable that you would say that? So, I don't know if there's some sort of thing with the legal case being dropped that has to be said, or whether it's indicative of the fact that Lexi is here recognising that her claims were kind of bogus, So, obviously, people are going to point to this and say, oh, look, the lawsuit's been dropped. The thing is, the lawsuit being dropped is not really the thing here. The allegation was bogus from the start. And, yeah. Also, this lawsuit, I think, was in response to Rich Campbell filing a lawsuit against her. So, yeah, it's all very convoluted and confusing. But in any case, the lawsuit being dropped is only really, I guess, confirmation on the basis of what we already knew. So it is a bit bizarre that people are, sat here going, oh, the lawsuit's been dropped. No, it was already a bogus allegation. And I'll show you an example of someone who is jumping on this like crazy, who at the time signal boosted this and basically backed up what she was saying. We'll get to that shortly. But first of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take you back to the original allegation to show you what I'm talking about when I'm saying that this was bogus from the start, okay? Because if you look at the twitlonger, so we don't need to necessarily go over the ins and outs of this. Okay? But if you go back to the original allegation, he asked to see me, but mainly was only asking me to come to his hotel. I said no due to the fact that I was not interested in having sex with him. There was not much communication until I was at French restaurant AOC in the Upper East Side on January 30th. As the night came to an end, around 12 a.m., I Ubered to Rich's apartment in Williamsburg because he asked to see me. So, what are you doing as a woman, going to a man's house at 12 a.m. if it's not for some sort of sexual contact? That doesn't make any sense, bro. What, you going at 12 a.m. to hang out with someone? Come off it, dude. Okay? That's like a completely unbelievable claim, right? So the first point is, what was your reason for going round if you didn't have some sort of interest in some sort of romantic or sexual tryst? Okay? Yo, Henry! How's it going? I'm actually going to watch you in a sec. I've actually got a clip of you lined up as well. Would you believe it? Her big ass wanted to know why they called him Cream King Campbell. Anyway, continuing on. So off to 12 a.m. to his apartment. Anyway, we're in the movie theatre in his building and talking, and he repeatedly kept attempting to get me to lay on him. I repeatedly said, I'm not here to sleep with you, and I do not want that. At one point in the theatre, he said, I think tonight is the last time I'm ever going to see you. After trying to speak to him for an hour about our relationship and the awful way he treated me, he just continued to deflect and said there's no reason to talk about it because it makes him feel bad. He said we couldn't stay in that room and needed to go up to his apartment per the apartment rules. I said I don't trust that, and he promised me that was the situation, that nothing would happen, and was respecting the boundary I set. We get upstairs and he starts talking about how hot I would be pregnant. So then we've got this point where she's going up to his room because he says we have to. And apparently it's not for anything sexual, but then he starts making sexual comments. And that doesn't give the game away. And then he then proceeded to jerk off in front of me while continuing to talk about how he thinks about getting me pregnant constantly. I forgot how crazy this was. I totally forgot how crazy this whole thing was. I wonder what he could be after here. Difficult to say, difficult to discern. He kept begging me to have sex with him. I said no. He continually attempted to take my clothes off. I kept saying no. At the end, and I mean the very end, he rolled me over and put himself inside me and finished unprotected. So, I'm not sure how many of you here have had sex, but there's a few steps missing here, it feels like. We've gone from, point A to point F. Literally point F. And we've missed B through to F there. So, how is it that you went from him trying to take your clothes off, him jerking off, and then all of a sudden, he's inside you? So it seems like there's some gaps in the story here that you're not really filling us in on. Okay? So from the start, really, and in spite of my own, I mean, I was skeptical, but I think I probably didn't. I was too into the one true rape meme, basically. And so I just thought it was, I thought it was more believable because it was an OTK thing. But nonetheless, I was still uncertain on the first. And then as time went on, I was obviously much more on Rich Campbell's side. Particularly when another allegation came up around him. That also seemed to be quite bogus, right? But I think when you look at the actual meat and potatoes of the allegation, it really doesn't stack up. Doesn't make any sense. So you're in the cinema, downstairs, together, the theatre place, as part of the apartment complex. Then he says, you've got to go upstairs together, and you agree. You go upstairs together, and then he's jerking off saying he wants to get you pregnant, and that's not a sign. And then all of a sudden, you're naked somehow, and he's inside you, coming inside you. Giving you a cream pie. Doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway. Nonetheless, afterwards, I called my friend who I was staying with so I could come back, and she wasn't answering because it was late at night and she was already asleep. Rich said I couldn't stay there. Get out, bitch. So I called hotels around New York City looking for a cheap room. I asked for the nearest subway, and it was a 20-minute walk. Without saying anything to him, I left and cried in his lobby as he texted me, "You okay?" I never replied. So I think what truly happened here is she went round hoping to reinstigate some sort of relationship, and he basically used her for sex, right? That's my best understanding of this. And I don't see that as like assault, rape, something like that. He's a fuckboy at the end of the day. That's the long and the short of it. So shitty thing to do, but this had an extremely egregious, like a very substantive impact on his career. It was basically very destructive to his career in a way that I feel was extremely unreasonable. And we'll get into some of the reasons for that in a moment, okay? But first of all, I then also want to provide the next piece of evidence that I think is very compelling, that further lends weight to the idea that this is a fuckboy situation rather than a case of sexual assault or rape, okay? And that is, of course...
Messages. It can actually go either way. Here are the text messages, where it's like, hey, are you in New York? Yeah, oh, Ish, how long would it be cool to hang? Oh, what you doing tonight? She like, look, I'm here, but I'm leaving tomorrow. Me and my friends are just at a bar, which, shows that she's drinking for a bit. No formal plans, just catching up a bit. He says, if you want to hang out later.
Okay, listen, I love Henry. And hope Henry's doing very well, but I can't be fucked to listen to him read this. I'm going to do it myself. So, Rich says, are you in New York? She says, yes, I am. He says, oh shit, how long? Would be cool to hang. She says, I've been here for a bit. I was planning on leaving tomorrow. He says, oh, sad face. What are you doing tonight? She says, my friends and I are just at a bar for a bit. No formal plans, just catching up for a bit. He says, if you want to hang out later, let me know. I was already in bed, lol. She says, I would catch up with you, but it's okay if you're already in bed. He says, would you want to come chill here? She says, it's okay. I don't think that's something I'm comfortable with. So here's the thing with this statement here, okay? It indicates a level of uncertainty. And to someone as ruthless as Creampie Campbell, it shows a level of like possibility that it should, clearly this is like leaving a door ajar, right? And he is obviously, we're going to then fucking get into that and try and get around. And then you'll see further with these other messages too. So he says, okay, sad face, would have loved to see you. And then she says, too bad you're already out of commission, but no worries. So that then is, I'd like to see you if you came to see me, but I'm not just coming round to fuck you. Right? That's what she's saying. If you want to hang out, we can hang out, but I'm not coming to your bed just to fuck you. Okay?
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
People don't know this, but Chud's black New Balance hat is lined with finasteride tipped needles. This is what gives him the malice for our reviews.
True story.
Sad.
Thank you, Jimberly, for the $5. Thank you. He says, what would you want to do? She says, I don't know. Whatever, honestly. He says, I have a little movie theatre in my building. Would you want to chill there? I don't have a trek in me to go out this late, but that way we could chill and it's not in my apartment. And she says, yeah, we could potentially do that. So he is proposing a compromise, but it's a compromise in his favour, right? Because he is bringing her to his location in a neutral territory, okay? But it's beneficial to him because then it's closer to where he is so that he can slip her upstairs to fuck her, okay? Very clear the dynamic at play here, And she agrees to this. Yeah, we could potentially do that. He says, cool, when would you want to come? She says, once I'm done here, I could probably come by. He says, cool, what time around you thinking out of curiosity? She says, honestly, not too sure. He says, okay, I'm excited to see you. I'm going to stay up. I'm so excited. Haha. She says, seriously, if it's too late, it's not a problem. Lol, I don't want you to wait around if you're going to bed. He says, I'll wait up. Send me a pic. It will help me stay up. And then she says, Lamau, Rich, seriously. He says, what? I want to see your face, lol. And she sends her face. Like, come on, bro. Come on, sis. What do you think's happening here? What do you think is going on here? You think he wants to see your face for a laugh? No, this is flirting. He's flirting with you and you're flirting back. He is up all right. That's for damn sure. So these messages, I think, clearly demonstrate that she clearly had some sort of interest in this dynamic and seeing him and possibly more. But she painted it like she went round there as a totally unwilling victim at 12 a.m. with no intention of anything happening, you know? And I think it's far more likely that she was upset about the fact that she was, you know, fuckboyed, essentially. Continuing on. So heart eyes emoji. He says at 9:13 p.m, presumably time zone is later. Do you still want me to come by? I just paid at the bar. He says, yeah. He says address. Redacted. Okay, be there soonish. What time you think? I'm dropping Redacted off in the village. I think 12:40. He says, okay. He says, is that okay? Or should I just stay in Manhattan? He says, come over. And she says, all right. I mean, you know, it's like the idea that, like, she released these herself as well, by the way. She released these herself. Why would you yourself release these when they make you look like worse? It's fucking ridiculous. And there was loads of stuff around this. You know, she was like going in the replies of that porn star that Rich Campbell is, I think, still dating. What's her name? Mia Malkova. Mia Malkova. And DK raises a good point here as well. Yeah, she was like berating her in the replies. It was crazy. Yeah, and people bought it too. 8 out of 10 people were on her side. Now the question arises, why is it that so many people were on her side in spite of the fact that the allegation, when it first came out, was exceptionally flimsy? Why is it that so many people ended up on her side? Okay? So, is it because of Me Too? Is it because of like... So, here's the thing. It's because big streamers raped Rich under the bus. Okay? Rich... Well, you say it's because women. No. It's not just because women. Rich male streamers, actually. No, sorry. Male streamers threw Rich under the bus. Okay? One of those streamers was Asmongold. Let's take a look at what Asmongold had to say about this at the time, shall we? Because I don't know if Asmongold is going to comment on this, but Asmongold played a significant part in people believing the case against Rich and basically contributing to his career destruction. In fact, he was a direct fucking dishing out of it because he was the fucking leader of OTK at the time, and he, I believe, always had a predominant factor in him getting kicked out. About Rich.
I think everybody's pretty much seen the allegations and everything against Rich. If you haven't, I would suggest to just check our Twitter. And, you know, we've obviously addressed this ourselves.
So I think looking back at this now, right? Here's the reality that I think. I think they got shot of Rich Campbell because it was at a politically insensitive time. The Rich Campbell allegations dropped in the months after the Mizkiff stuff happened. And Mizkiff ended up getting, like, not... Right, dude. The Mizkiff stuff was a whole other story, right? But basically, I think there was a lot of controversy around OTK. They were calling them one true rape. So looking back on this now, I don't think this is like a truthful situation where they're laying out what the deal is with Rich Campbell. They just want to get shot of him because it's one rape too many for them to handle. Okay? That's the truth of it, as far as I can tell.
This came to our attention yesterday, and as soon as we pretty much found out and, you know, looked into it and saw what was going on, we had Rich resign from the org, and Rich is no longer a part of OTK. effective yesterday. The reason I'm going to be talking about it...
On the basis, publicly at least, of a woman saying, I went round to his house at 12 a.m. and he raped me. In spite of evidence then pointing to the fact that she was at least a somewhat willing participant in going round and having some sort of romantic or sexual tryst. So, unless there was some meaningful, significant private information revealed, which I think he talks about, what grounds was there to get rid of him here?
Probably more than anybody else that is in the...
This is what's so frustrating about this. Is people are pointing to the lawsuit getting dropped as like, and you'll see another very egregious example of this after this. We're going to look at, okay? Right? But people are going, oh, she dropped the lawsuit. That means it's bullshit. It was bullshit already. It was bullshit already. There was enough out there that you could determine that the argument and case against him was bullshit. This lawsuit thing is an irrelevance. And the fact that some people are disgustingly attempting to use it to further their current grift, especially with what I'll show you, is disgraceful. It's fucking disgraceful, bro. This was bogus from the start. It was bogus from day one.
The org is because the truth is, Rich, like he said, was, my friend. And I want to talk about it on a personal level. And I want to say a couple of things that I've just really got to say something about. So, I mean, it was a big shock to me. I think it was a shock to everybody. It's hard for me to process what's been going on. And I understand that for a lot of people, you all who might have been fans of Rich or Allcraft, you might have felt that way too. I want to say one thing, though, before I go any farther. You are not on our team. You are not helping us. You are not doing us any favors or doing anyone any favors by calling a girl that comes out and tells this kind of a story a liar.
Bro. Do you reckon we'll talk about this now? Like, this. I feel like people have forgotten about this. Asmongold was like so strong against Rich Campbell. It was insane how much he was iced out as quickly as he was. When it's like, I mean, yeah, I think she was lying. Well, I don't know if I'd even put it that strongly. It's like she was talking about it in a way that over embellished what happened because her feelings were hurt, essentially. Right? Like, I can understand calling it a lie even, but it's like, that's the reality of what happened here. And it just feels so unreasonable to, push back against people that, let's be honest, are questioning the narrative that's at play here, This is a call for, listen, guys, she said it happened, Rich is gone, that's it.
I read a lot of the comments on Twitter, etc. And I saw...
I'm telling you, it was a decision made because of the political heat at the time about the rapes. They could have easily done a Rich is suspended while we investigate or something like that. But no, it was Rich Campbell has gone.
A lot of people that were saying that it wasn't true, that she's making everything up. Please do not do that. This is... You are not our fan. You're not on our side. We are on their side. That's why Rich is gone. Do not do this. I understand trust but verify. Makes sense. Everybody does.
Yep, trust but verify. Yeah. Which is fine here because you've got her side of the story. To be fair, Rich did say he was going to comment on it and never did, and then filed a lawsuit. So you could say something about him not talking about it, perhaps, but like, why are we just accepting such a flimsy allegation on its face? It's bizarre.
Deserves to get their side of the story out, but whenever you just automatically discredit one side, you're not looking for two sides, you're looking for the other side. Please do not do that. And call yourself a fan of mine.
And in fact, that's true as well. Rich is the only one from back then that did the right thing that everyone tells people not to do. Exactly. He didn't talk about it, and he filed a legal suit because he felt that he had grounds to do so.
Or anybody in New York. The second thing I want to say is that if anybody is in any way responsible for this, it's me. I knew Rich more than anybody else, and because of that, if you feel like you've been betrayed and you've been led to believe something that's not true, please don't take this out on any of the other people in our org, any of our employees, any of the people that we work with. Let me tank it. Direct your hate at me. And the third thing I want to say is that I read everything. I also know a few other things as well. This is not drama.
So here's the other thing that I think that was particularly egregious about this, is Asmongold bolstered the allegation, the public allegation against Rich, by alluding to behind-the-scenes information that he didn't release. So it lent this weight to it, because people have got a trust in Asmongold over this, right? But then we don't fucking know what was said and what background information there is. We just trust in Asmongold that he's done the right thing here, based on what he knows, rather than just making a politically efficacious decision because of all the drama circling OTK at the time. So, you know, this was like extremely fucked that this happened to Rich and he was chucked under the bus like this. And the thing is, you know, Asmongold now more so than ever is on his kind of rightoid spin, and he's probably never going to get held to account for this. And someone mentioned in chat a moment ago that he said he's going to talk about it when the case against OTK is done and dusted, because I think he's still doing something with OTK, maybe legally, I don't know. But I just think he'll never address this and never talk about this and never account for the fact that he totally threw him under the bus on a bogus allegation.
This is not getting canceled. These are crimes.
Why?
I don't want people to go in and call this is drama. It's not fucking drama. This is serious. It is as serious as it gets. I took action as soon as I could. And...
Bro. Dude, I pray that Rich Campbell speaks out about this. God, could you imagine if he fucking released something and just fucking nuked everyone about how wretchedly he was treated? Go on, Rich. Go on, Rich.
I don't know. Just fucking sucks, man. Fucking sucks. I don't even want to talk about how it's made me feel, because I think that takes attention away from the actual people who are the victims here. It'll take me a while to get over this, but I will get over it. I learned last year that I can get through anything. It doesn't matter. I can take it. I can deal with it. So if you want to give somebody support, give the people who are brave enough to come out and tell their story whenever they're being attacked by people who think that they're doing me or somebody else a favor. Please do not do that.
It's me, Super Freak Campbell, coming to you live from Mia Malkova's pussy. Fuck Asmongold. Yes. And the thing is, there's a balance here, right? I'm not saying that you need to stand by Rich Campbell in the light of allegations in your org is getting raped by rape allegations. But you could just say, we've suspended him pending further investigation. That's perfectly fine. Yes, you're going to tank a bit of heat for that. Okay. But that's worth it to balance out the idea that he's then going to get fucking buried by this. Because once Asmongold and another unnamed person, which we'll get to, you know, spoke about this, it's inevitable, obviously, that people are going to accept this on its face and think that he raped. So take a bit of the heat, suspended pending further investigation, and then you've got room to move. But instead, they took the easy option, which was Rich Campbell raped, see you later, under the bus he goes.
I don't know what else I can do. If there's anything that you guys would like to see me do, I'm open for suggestions. I feel there's a part of me that feels a genuine sense of guilt, and I'd like to do something. I don't know what it is. I don't know what I can do, but
Yes, exactly what I was saying. It was hot on the heels of the Miss Cave Adriana Lee stuff, which is, in my opinion, exactly why they handled it this way.
That's what's been going on. And, you know, you have a situation like this and you go through every message, every interaction you have, and you always wonder, like, maybe, like, maybe should I have known something different, or should I have, you know, been able to, like, perceive some sort of thing, and there's just a lot of things.
Yeah, projects himself as the god of logic and rational thinking, but the exact second one of his friends is in need of some reasonable skepticism, he dives towards the safest side to save his own skin. Exactly.
That go through my head. And I'm going to be a bit shook for this for a while.
So here's the other thing as well. Maybe there is information, evidence, or testimony that Asmongold had access to that we couldn't see that justifies the decision that he made. Well, in that case, you're going to have to fucking release it, buddy. You got to put it out there, mate. Because this otherwise comes across like you're a totally wretched, principleless freak who was only interested in saving their own skin because of the one true fucking rape memes that were floating around. Yeah, dude. Bro, that's a good point too. Also, it's funny coming from Asmongold to call it not drama when he profited from the Johnny Depp case. Bro, he was covering that like crazy. And also sided with fucking Johnny Depp.
But I thought that it was right
Outrageous.
for me to come out and address this directly to you guys and to our fans and viewers and everything. And just echo what, you know, we said in our statement, is that we share in your disappointment. It sucks. Again, Rich is completely out of the org. That's it.
Completely out. Completely out. No investigation.
But how do I
Yep.
make money?
No
off the
suspension
press
pending
people?
Beaches
investigation.
ruin everything.
Thank you, Screaming, for the $4.
Okay, that's wonderful.
Slender, thank you for the
But how do I make
$5.
money off depressed people?
The stress will become too much for him, to the point where he will start painting his wall with his own mouth blood again.
Okay. True. Thank you for the super chat.
I'm pretty sure I feel like I've said everything that I've wanted to say.
Willing to bet a month's paycheck that the behind-the-scenes info was there a few other OTK fellas were also dipping the wick into the same whore. Bro. Interesting. I'm going to believe DK this time.
Again, two things I want to just reiterate one more time is that if you go and you are messaging these girls, trying to cast aspersions, cast a shadow of doubt, and make them feel bad for coming forward with what their story is, you are not our fan. You're not my fan. You're not doing us any favors. You're not on our team. You're not helping us. You're not helping anyone. Do not do that. If I see people doing that in my chat, I will ban them.
Bro.
I think everybody should do the same. Also,
Ban dissent. Ban dissent. Ban skepticism. You must not be skeptical of this. You must not be skeptical. You must believe that Rich the Cream Pie Campbell raped that bitch.
again,
Outrageous,
OTK
dude.
has
It's
a lot of
outrageous.
employees. We have other people like, you know, like our other talent that are on the org too, streamers. They know nothing about this. They have nothing to do with this. even other owners. If you feel like
do these guys believe anything? They believe whatever is most convenient at the time to believe. If you need to believe that we need to believe women and men should be immediately ousted for these kind of allegations, they believe that. If they believe that it's actually better to call the woman a lying whore, then they believe that. And I'll prove that in just a second. We'll get to the next part of this in just a moment.
like something wrong, bring it to me. Bring it to me directly.
Toastify, Nikandra, Shamu, do something now. Make a video now.
Yeah, let me tank it. I can deal with
Bro,
it.
Shamu, actually, I am personally making it Shamu's responsibility to make a video about this because it's relevant to his interests anyway. Shamu, Rich Cream by Campbell video. Thank you very much. I'll expect it in a week.
And so, I encourage any of the people that were affected by Rich and any of these things to seriously consider legal recourse.
How's that
And of
sound
course, if
now?
that happens, I will comply in any way I can, limited as it may be. Again, this is not drama. These could be actual crimes. So, I think that's about all I have to say. I'm going to be honest. I think that's about it.
It's so false, dude. It's so phony. So phony. And he's getting gifted 10 subs as well, bro.
I can't answer 100 different questions.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't want to do that because obviously I don't want to compromise other people's privacy or anything like that. I think that, obviously, we'll see what's going to happen. I think that's what happens with that's the way it goes with almost anything. And I just hope that, I hope everything's okay. I mean, that's really all there is to it. Take the day off. I mean, and I understand there are some people that have questions, and I don't want to go through and explain everything because, again, a lot of these things are very serious, and I just don't want to do that. I want to just let the evidence and everything speak for itself. I don't want to make assumptions or anything like that. So don't just tank it alone. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. So yeah, it's about it. I appreciate all you guys being supportive of me and everything too. Obviously, I've seen a lot of the messages you all have sent me, etc., and I really appreciate it. Obviously, it's been it's been comforting.
What about Rich's messages?
So
help him out. Tumbling out from behind the bus, bloodied and broken.
I mean, I'm not really sure like what exactly I'm gonna do today. I have no idea. But yeah, that's about it. And in terms of, like, I know a lot of people will want to make like comments about this or say stuff about this. I understand like people want to process things, but I'm gonna try to avoid like any of the like memes or stuff like that. I don't want to deal with that. To be honest, it just, yeah, I don't want to deal with it.
Okay, guys. Well, anyway, so there we go. There is Asmongold on this topic. Now, I gotta be honest, guys. I was quite heartened to see.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money?
Yeah, I got the DoorDash thing for after this. Thank you for the super chat. I will say, I was very pleased that one man's response to this latest news, was a very robust criticism of Azalea, I must say.
That medieval music does not help this situation. This week, we got allegations coming from the Shire that Gandalf the Creampie Grey has anally raped Durin the Dwarf King. Frodo Baggins has the scoop.
Thank you for the $20. That's super generous. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. So there was one man who came out very strongly to criticize Azalea, which I was very pleased to see. And that man is Tectone. Tectone, straight shooter, calling it like he sees it. Yes, excellent stuff. Another OnlyFans woman lying about rape and then just moves on. No damage done to them. Ruined a man's life for 3 years. Why is this so common? Wow. Very bold, strong takes from Tectone. Come on, guys. I know you hate Tectone, but he's calling it like it is here. Come on. You can't really take issue with this, can you? He is giving a very robust criticism to a false allegation. That's wonderful to see, no? What's the problem with this? What's the issue with this? Oh, and there's another one here. Wow, look at this. He's really going at her. Incredible stuff. Incredible. Incredible. Proud to be blocked. Women who falsely accuse men are scum and should be in prison. Interesting take. I wonder what he said at the time. I was just thinking, looking at this. I wonder what Tectone said about this at the time. Because surely, with this aggressive attack on this bogus allegation, which, by the way, was bogus from the start, if you looked at it on its face, I'm certain that he gave an exceptionally strong defense of Rich. I'm sure of it. He must have done. He must have defended Rich. And he must have gone at the woman at the time, right? Surely. Surely now he's got such a strong criticism here. Well, I got some good news. I got it here. So we can have it confirmed that that is indeed what he did. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. So this is from a couple of years ago. Tectone addresses the Rich situation. Wow. So come on then, Techie. Tell us all about it. Tell us how this wretched, lying OnlyFans whore is lying, why don't you?
Y'all probably know what's going on.
Yep.
I'm sure you guys realize that the actions of one person affect a lot more than just one person, unfortunately.
So he's talking about Azalea lying, right? He's talking about Azalea bullshitting. Because again, basic skepticism and scrutiny can get you to the position that this story does not have much legs from the start based on the original allegation itself. And then the DMs only add further weight to the idea that she is not necessarily to be believed without. Right? Yeah? We're talking about her, right?
Really. Gonna be a lot of things coming to an end. It was 8 minutes. I was 8 minutes into my stream yesterday. 8 minutes.
Okay.
And then I say the stuff.
Yep.
That we're going to talk
allegation,
about.
Right?
Now, I want to talk about what a lot of people here are here to hear about.
Yep.
In that way, in case that's all they care.
Lying OnlyFans whores, right?
Let's talk about Rich.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Okay. I want to make one thing perfectly clear.
The allegation's bullshit, right, Techie? Go on, bro. Lying OnlyFans whore, right? Uh-oh. Why is he crying? Why is he crying? What's going on?
So, I've seen a lot of people who like to go online and say,
yeah,
Tectone, you're a fucking grown-ass dude, man. You're a grown-ass man. Sorry, Chud, this is a very touchy subject for me. Y'all know why. A lot of people want to go online.
Yeah. And make shit up about men, right?
And tell women or men that their stories are invalid.
What? What? Oh my god! What? Wow! It's almost like Tectone is a totally disgraceful, principle-less fucking hack. Would you believe it? So here he is, 2 years ago, before he contended with his own allegation, before he had his right-wing fucking pivot, right? Validating and backing up the allegation against Rich Campbell. Only now he's on his new fucking arc to call her a lying OnlyFans whore. And don't think that the dropping of the lawsuit is a substantive detail that changes things here. It's not. It's not. The original allegation had more holes than fucking Swiss cheese. And the messages, which maybe weren't accessible here, I can't remember the timeline, further messages further showed that her story was not to be fucking believed without question. Isn't this fucking disgusting? These people have got no fucking consistent principles, bro. It's whatever's easiest at the time. And at this point, it's easier to throw Rich Campbell under the bus because people are saying one true rape. But now he's got his own fucking allegations to deal with. All of a sudden, it's their OnlyFans lying fucking whores. And now he wants to pivot to the right-wing audience. It's OnlyFans lying whores. It's disgraceful, bro. These guys need to apologise to Rich Campbell fucking now. Yeah, we threw her under the bus because it was more convenient to do so. I'm sorry for that. That was fucked up of me to do. Now I know what it's like to have a false allegation against me. It's disgraceful, bro. Putting out these tweets just going at fucking Azalea when you were part of the problem. You validated and backed up these allegations. You helped fucking generate the circumstances that people believe that Rich Campbell was guilty at the time.
Because they want to come to the defense of their content creators.
Disgraceful, dude. Totally disgraceful.
That does not help anything. That truly does not help anything. People should not have to be afraid
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money
of telling
off
their
the
stories
press people?
online.
Does that apply to Pinky Chew and your ex-wife, Tectone? Does that apply to those women too? Or is it just when it's convenient that we have that perspective? Because Rich Campbell needs to be thrown under the bus because one true rape is spreading as a fucking meme. Dude, it's so insane, dude. It's crazy, bro. This is bullshit. He's not really crying. It's an act. It's an act. It's all a fucking act.
Oh, Jesus. Second time in a year I've had to talk about this shit. It's really bad. As a lot of you all know.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
So this slot lied to everyone about a refreshing cream pie and now just wants to walk away? Tectone will not allow this whore to walk away.
Thank you for the $10. Thank you. Dude, it's just so, like... If Tectone does something about this and says, profusely apologises and recognises how fucked up this was, fair enough. Okay? That's something at least. But it's the fact that he's going so hard at her on Twitter. And it's like, ignoring that you did this? You were part of the fucking crusade against Rich, bro. What the fuck, dude?
Have been affected by assault in my life multiple times.
Oof.
I have also
Raped.
been raped.
Jesus.
And I know the feeling when you share your story online or with your family and people don't want to believe you.
Right. But your ex-wife and Pinky Chew are lying bitches, right? Is that how this works? When the allegations are against you, it's a different story, I guess. Fuck me, dude. Dude, I'm glad this is... Dude, I mean, I hadn't thought about all this shit for obviously years because it happened ages ago. But it's just incredible that you get to see how fucking dishonest this guy is.
It takes a lot of bravery to share those things. And just because someone waits a little bit doesn't mean that it's not true. It doesn't mean that it is true, but we should not shame anybody.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I
who
make
is sharing
money
their
off
story.
depressed people?
Luckily, it seems most tritoids know what these guys are. Johnny come latelys that pivoted when there was a suitable cultural environment for them to be based. It's wretched. Anyway, Tomato Town?
Due to complaints about that meme being repetitive, we've had to drop it. But thank you for the $10 anyway. Dude, it's insane. Is it not insane how much he's been this here? And yet when his own allegations come up, it's no blind bitch. Dude, it's nuts. It's fucking nuts, dude. It's so transparent. The shift because of the allegation to the new writer thing is so transparent looking back at stuff like this. It's just, oh God, dude. Crazy. It's crazy. It's total fraud, complete fraud. Fraudulent behavior.
We trust, and then we confirm. I believe that's how the saying goes. In case you guys don't know, it took me 13 years to talk about my own.
Ugh.
And so when people want to use that as an issue, it takes some time. It takes some time for people. So please, if you see men or women sharing their stories online about your favorite content creators,
DK, you're nuts, man. What the fuck,
you
bro?
can say nothing if you like. But you really shouldn't tell these people you're lying.
You just literally need to play this in response to whatever the fuck Tectone says about his own allegations. He literally just debunks himself because he flip-flops so much, bro. You can literally just play this to his own response about his own allegations. Dude. Oh, man. Not good. Not good. But obviously, I'm sure that his fans will do their best to sweep. Although, I will say this. Okay? There is one person.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make money off depressed people?
Techie born to grape his father's seed. He just goes ape when caught. He cries sweat on his brow standing in daddy's footsteps. Wow.
Indeed. Thank you for the super chat. Ladies and gentlemen, there is one brave soldier that is actually on their side calling for this. One crusader, you could say. That's right. Tactical Templar, which I'm not going to watch because it's very not interesting to me as a content. But Tactical Templar's made a video about it, and he's actually calling it asmongold and OTK. Now, I would hope he would also extend that to Tectone if he was aware of the details of this. But I will say, Tactical Templar win, as far as I can tell. Who is Tactical Templar?
Brothers.
Dude. Let's go! Go on! Yes! This is Asmongold's Colligate. Yes! Let's go! Mount the Crusade! Fire up those big treasure bay things, whatever they're called. Yeah, let's go. For the fire. Bro, I don't know. Get the Saracens. Go and get the Saracens.
Let people speak their truth. Let people speak their perspectives.
False accuser should be held accountable with the action that he lied about. Okay, dude.
That's what I will say on that part.
Okay, that's wonderful. But how do I make...
Keldo, thanks for the membership. Hope you're well.
Keldo became a member.
There's faults.
Why talking on fucking streams? Fucking makes it all come out, bro. Fuck. So I was good. I was good all day. I was good all day. All right, chat. Y'all know that's a very, very touchy subject for me. Y'all know that's a very touchy subject for me.
So yeah, wrapping it up in this emotion as well to really make the pill go down, nice and sweet for all the OTK people. Dude, it's so... Dude. Rich Campbell got eviscerated, man. He got eviscerated by these people. Totally and utterly eviscerated under the bus. Just deranged. Dude, please, Rich Campbell, I'm begging you. Make a statement. Say something. Do something, please.
Okay, now let's just fucking calm down. I want to talk about Rich Campbell now.
Here we go.
The feeling that I felt yesterday was kind of like better yet, I can show y'all a really cool anime reference. So this is kind of how I felt like yesterday, to put it into words. Let's get some good old anime in here, you know? Let's get some good old anime. That'll be fun. Like this. I just kind of felt like fucking obliterated. And I don't really know how to feel.
What was that? I don't get that reference.
I still don't know how to feel, to be honest.
No idea what that reference was.
But as y'all know, I mean, Rich was one of my best friends. I mean, I considered Rich like a brother.
Wow. I sold my brother down the river for some allegations that I then later went on to say was an OnlyFans bitch lying. Dude. What the fuck, dude?
Talk about.
This is nuts. This is totally nuts.
Very rare I have that in my life. I mean, that guy was with me through like my entire divorce.
Yes. Dude, not only is he tossing the guy under the bus, but now he's not even going to be friends with him privately. And what image does that paint to the audience? This guy has engaged in an act that is so wrong and egregious that I cannot even privately associate with him. There is a balance here. There's a balance here. You don't have to be like, in the face of massive public scrutiny and controversy, I am unquestionably standing by my mate who's accused of rape. You can say, look, this sounds really bad. I'm all for, having things looked at. Let's just wait and see. Let Rich make a response. You could give it some room to breathe. But no, it was just immediately, instantaneous. Because of the one true rape stuff. I'm telling you that's why this happened. There's no other reasonable explanation as to why this happened the way that it did. It's because Miskiv had just happened, the Miskiv controversy had occurred, and they wanted to cleanse their image of being defensive or protective of this sort of behavior. So under the bus, Rich Cream by Campbell went. Unbelievable.
And it sucks. Am I speaking to him? No.
What the fuck, dude?
What's done is done. And we just move forward, I guess. I don't know. I guess it's just time to move forward. That's pretty much all I can say about that. I also want to say, honestly, I'm very proud with how OTK handled things. Handled it in less than 30 minutes. Great on them. They know what
30 minutes? Dude, yes! It was all political fucking expediency. 30 minutes to make a decision on something like that. What? What the fuck, dude? How is that good? How is that a good thing? Making a snap decision like that. They're fast readers.
they needed to do, and they didn't hesitate.
Fucking hell, bro.
Honestly, I'm not an owner. I'm not a founder of OTK. I am merely just a talent. But to see that type of quick action made me happy. Right? It really made me feel like they respected the situation. And that's hard. That had to have been hard. There's a lot of other things we need to talk about. But let's talk about the noodle shop. Obviously, Rich being gone affects more than just himself. And as you guys know, the noodle shop obviously, crying is breathing. Crying is breathing. Control your breath and you can stop crying.
Is that it?
Obviously, you guys know that noodle shop is my favorite thing. And obviously, you guys know that Rich was a huge part of Noodle Shop. But I will just be completely legitimate. I'm going to do everything that I possibly can
wonderful. But how
to
do I
not
make
let
money
Noodle Shop
off depressed
end.
people?
I have to ask something. Do you only show us the clips that make Tectone look like a manipulative maggot, or is he always this pathetic worm?
I mean, obviously this is like relevant. I'm sure there's clips of Tectone where he's not like that. You know, but it just really just shows how, in my perspective, he's just a completely dishonest opportunist who will do whatever is right at the time, not what's right overall. Because the right thing to do here would be not even to necessarily say, I stand with Rich. It would be to say, well, let's not be hasty and wait for more information before we throw Rich under the bus off the basis of her word when there are some issues with her story. You know? What's this clip I got linked? Shinji's linked me this.
This whole theory that one, OTK's been trying to get rid of me and they can't. And two, that Rich Campbell was my best friend before I joined OTK, which just isn't true. And we talk about everything revolving my contract status in OTK. So we just get to talk about it. Yep. So if you've ever seen any of these schizos who ever talk about it, well, great. I hope they trust Emmy and Asmon.
Unless I'm missing something. Huh? He said he was his brother. Is he saying he was never friends with him? Or is he saying he wasn't friends before OTK and that's relevant to something? Dude, I don't fucking know, dude.
Husband, because for some reason, people just like to lie. And, well, Emmy and Asmon also thought it was fucking ridiculous, but the episode's coming out on Friday, and I would love to send that to these fucking retards.
Dude. I'm guessing that was the point of that clip. Fucking hell, dude. That's crazy.
I will be real.
Who is this guy anyway? Who's Rich Campbell? Don't even know his name.
3 episodes of The Noodle Shop. Those are not going to be released. They were damn good episodes, but they will not be released. Now, is that in my power to do? No. And I'm going to be trying literally everything to make sure the noodlers still have something to watch. Or let's say,
the Noodlers.
Season 2.
The Noodlers.
Maybe. Once again, I'm just a talent. Take that with a grain of salt. But if it is entirely up to me, I don't want to give up on Noodle Shop at all. obviously, it's either going to be me or Emmy, or me and Emmy, and maybe somebody new, who knows? Or maybe it'll fucking end and there's nothing really I can do. Maybe we'll rebrand and make a new podcast. I don't know. But as far as it goes, that was something that I wanted to do for my entire fucking life. I love that. Every Monday.
Oh my god, dude. Dude, he's crying again, bro. Oh my god, man. This is fucking rough, man. Such bullshit, dude.
Yeah. Really like seeing the, every morning on Monday, really like seeing the noodlers.
The noodlers. Yeah, this is old. This is Tectone's original response to Rich Campbell.
It was just nice, you
getting
know?
outed as a rapist.
Sorry, let me put on some background music or something just to kind of kill the time between the pauses.
Dude, that
better.
music choice, dude.
Yeah.
Music.
Oh man, you
tobacco
never
rape
really realize how much
allegations,
this shit affects you until you have to talk about it. Oh god. I was literally this morning, I was talking about how I wanted to watch Parasite and Hellsing.
The other thing that's here as well is he's clearly farming this kind of parasocial shit from like OTK, PG-13, you know, poggers type community member, like viewers. And now it's like completely shifted where he's just farming the parasocial stuff from like rightoids that watch Asmongold and Nuxtaku. It's so transparent, man.
I was fine. I was fine. Dude, I thought I was gonna come on here and clown around. Fuck. I did not realize I was so emotionally attached to fucking round noodler, fucking eggy party. Fuck me, dude. I mean, I guess I have a lot of shit going on in my life right now, huh? Hey, man, first the wife, then your best friend. I sure hope nothing bad happens to my cats. Holy fuck. I mean, shit, y'all know how people say that, hey, man, Tectone stories can't be real. I don't know what happens, bro. Just fucking bad shit follows me like the fucking plague. Oh, wait, I lost 3 of the cats. Fuck me. Alright. Give me 1 second. I'm just gonna get a tissue. It should be right here. Alright.
Has anyone got Asmongold's comment about this? Is it worth watching, or is it literally just him saying, I can't talk about it until the OTK stuff is done?
Talked about the victim, talked about Noodle Shop, talked about the cats, talked about the wife. Oh man, that's a lot to talk about. That's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot for one stream, man. It's a lot.
Bro, I'm just like looking for anything else. I don't think there is anything.
Is there anything else that I haven't talked about that I probably should have? Oh yeah, shit, am I going on break? No. Should I? Probably. Do I want to? No. I fucking love streaming. I fucking love making content. And when people tell me to go on break, I don't know why I would want to go on break in my favorite thing.
The voice,
I've been
dude.
doing this for like
the voice, the fake crying voice is so obvious there. What the fuck?
4 years, dog. It's one of the few things that actually makes me happy. It's like one of the few things that makes me feel complete. I have such a fucking good chat. I have such a good community. So no, I really don't want to go on break. I just want to be fucking okay. I just want to be good and just for a little bit, man. I don't know why so much bad shit happens around me, dog. I feel like I'm cursed sometimes. Sorry, I'm spiraling a little bit. Okay.
There we go, guys.
If you're asking me how any of my friends are doing, I'm sure they will tell you next time they go live, and everybody's doing the best they can. All right.
So, here is possibly the best tweet that I've seen about this. Criminally underexposed. I'm sure something that many of you, particularly DK and Stylo, in chat will relate to. We lost Mia Malkova streams because this fat bitch lied about Rich Campbell. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is the updates on Rich Campbell. Although one thing I did want to check, because I thought that Rich Campbell had filed a lawsuit against her. So is that still going, or is that ended too?
Okay, that's wonderful.
I don't know.
But how do I make money off depressed people?
Can we please get a Chud crying stream? I feel like it could be cathartic for all of us.
No. No. Thank you for the $5, Claudia, though.
Rich Campbell got removed from OTK for some things that I don't even know if he did or not. I have no idea. I've never got clarification on that whole ordeal. At first, I was told that he was guilty, and now 2 months ago, I'm being told that he's innocent, and I don't know what the fuck to think.
What? You didn't even know? You didn't even know? What the fuck, bro? That's crazy, bro. This guy's career destroyed. How is he, what the audacity to sit there and criticize Azalea when you were just as responsible for fucking propping this up, dude?
Regardless, Rich got removed. And that was when all of the hatred went OTK wide. That was pretty much the worst thing to happen to OTK ever. Because now OTK was known as that org that has a bunch of sexual assaulters. Yep. Pretty much fucking terrible. And the
yes, and that's why he was removed.
Other problem is that Rich was the punching bag of the org. Rich was the punching bag of the org. Once he left, well, I filled in his shoes. Any butt of the joke was me. Every single fucking time.
Shameless
If there was a shot to be made, it was at me. If there was a joke at someone's expense, it was at me. Every single fucking time. I had one opportunity, or I had two choices. Either play into it or completely destroy my mental health.
Okay, anyway, dude, that is crazy. I'm blown away by how transparent the fucking bullshit grifting is from this guy, but there we go. Nothing ever happens. Nothing ever changes. I'm sure that these people will not be held to account by their audiences and will be apologized for, because that's just the way the world works. However, with that being said, I did see one comment here. One solitary comment. Or two comments now on this video. Man, this didn't age well, huh? Update on the situation. She dropped her accusations. I've decided to dismiss my lawsuit against Rich Campbell. No payment was offered by either of us to the other. I want to thank everyone for their support over this difficult period, and I wish him well in his future endeavors. What about the asmongold video? Was there anything in that?
So,
did people comment on that too? Probably a couple of comments. Oh no, the comments have begun. Yikes, Asmongold. You're going to probably have to address this again because this aged like milk. Roach King roached on his friend. Well, well, well. Don't be upset with Asmon. Why not? Why? He pushed this. He sealed his fate. He kicked him out of the org and sealed his fate. What do you mean? Don't be mad at Asmongold. He's part of the problem. He made a bad judgment call, was presented with evidence in which made him believe it. Show us the evidence then. Show us the evidence that was so compelling at the time that you made these decisions then, bro. Fucking hell, dude. Uh-oh. So he is getting some comments. So here we are now. Roach threw Rich under the bus. Dude, Shinji's on one.
Yeah, that people have entertained this. Guys, I mean this genuinely. My extent of knowing Rich Campbell before I joined OTK was him trying to work for me because he was a fan of mine and then us playing 2 games of Among Us. That is our whole history. That is it.
But no, that's explicit. That is explicitly against what he said. He called him his brother. This is outrageous, dude. This is outrageous, bro.
That is legitimately the only history I ever had with Rich. Now, do you want to know who Rich Campbell's best friend actually was? Because you'll find that out on the Steak and Eggs podcast. It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Dude, he's just a total fucking wretched liar, isn't he? He's just a fucking liar, bro. He's just full of shit. He's just totally full of shit. So, who knows what the truth is? It's impossible to know what the truth is. But at the time, it was convenient for them to be friends and him to cry about him having raped. So he did. And now it's, I barely knew the guy. Fuck me, dude.
TBH, somebody catch me said it. Also, the other thing is, whoever his friend was doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. And like, oh, dude, this guy was your friend, so that means you're like him. It's like, bro, nobody ever expected what happened with Rich. Nobody ever expected that shit. I remember you saying he was a close guy to you when you made the video of him. Oh, yeah, after I joined OTK. Yeah, after I joined OTK, we became pretty close. But
okay, wait, okay, hang on. It was what I thought originally. So let's just be fair here. It does sound like he's saying they got close when they joined OTK. Hang on. Hold up. He is saying their relationship changed when they joined OTK.
we just bumped into each other every now and then. But, I mean, I didn't go on any trips with him.
Okay, no, he's not. Okay, no, he is bullshitting. He's still bullshitting. He is saying they got closer, but he's still denying this idea they were close to the point where they're like brothers.
Did that shit. I remember you saying he was a close guy to you when you made the video of him. Oh, yeah, after I joined.
Oh, wait, no. Okay, sorry, I missed that. So someone is calling him out. Dude, bro, no, he's getting called out for his lies, and he pivots and swerves around it to come up with something else. Dude, he's a fucking wretched fucking liar, bro.
Matter. It doesn't fucking matter. And like, oh, dude, this guy was your friend, so that means you're like him. It's like, bro, nobody ever expected what happened with Rich. Nobody ever expected that shit. I remember you saying he was a close guy to you when you made the video of him. Oh, yeah, after I joined OTK. Yeah, after I joined OTK, we became pretty close.
Pretty close. He was like a brother.
But we just bumped into each other every now and then.
We bumped into each other now and then.
But, I mean, I didn't go on any trips with him.
But I didn't go on any trips with him. So he's accepting that he said they were close, and then he's like recontextualizing it in a way that is still different from how he said it originally. That, yeah, we bumped into each other occasionally.
Just every now and then we play gotcha. Really wasn't that crazy. Better make sure your birth certificate is on the next Steak and Eggs just in case you need to prove you were born as well. Christ, people are nuts. Absolutely, man. Yep.
What's
Why
this,
the fuck
dude?
am I getting toddler commercials? Because you are one. Oh, okay. Yeah. Didn't Rich was with you when some bad stuff happened? No.
Dude, he's just full of shit. Okay, anyway, guys, that is the Rich Campbell updates, including some blasts from the past and some bullshit.